What's up guys, my name is Zanprez and welcome back or welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be going and defeating a lot of the different mobs around the map because if you really think about it, there's quite a few of them. And I'm just going to kind of discuss what I think about their loot, which ones are the best to defeat for their loot, and yeah, let's get into this video. But right before that, I just wanted to tell you guys that I just launched a Roblox group page, and in that group I have a t-shirt that is only going to be available until we hit 5,000 subscribers because I want it to be exclusive. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen right now for you guys. So if you guys like this, it's only 5 Robux, and definitely go get yourself one of these because when we hit 5,000 subscribers, it is going to be gone. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely go check that out. I also am working on a new project that will be launching at 5,000 subscribers as well, which I think you guys are going to like a lot, so stay tuned for that, and let's get right into this video. Alright, so as we know, there are a lot of different mobs that are in Bee Swarm Simulator, but I think that some mobs definitely have better loot drops than others. And I'm not just talking about the basic mobs like the werewolf or the spider or the ladybug or the beetles. I'm talking about a little bit more advanced mobs like the windy bee, the coconut crab, the stump snail, the tunnel bear, the king beetle, the stick bug, kind of that type of thing. And I think that it's important to think about all of the different things that kind of factor in when you're talking about these different mobs, because, you know, if a mob has really good loot when it drops, then, I mean, that's a great thing, but if the respawn time takes a very long time, then it's really not the best loot in the game. Now, there are a ton of different mobs that I can talk about. I'm not going to really talk quite as much about Stickbug, because I think Stickbug is a very good mob, especially when you can get it to higher levels, but I don't think that people usually do Stickbugs to try to get loot from them. And, you know, it is very good if you need honey tokens, but it's not really that great of a mob when it comes to loot drops. So I guess we'll kind of move on from there. I guess let's talk about coconut crab next, because coconut crab, as we all know, is probably the best thing in the entire world. I'm just kidding a little bit, but honestly not really, because coconut crab can drop some insane things. However, it does not drop a huge variety of items. Really, what you see from the drops are micro converters, which are definitely the best thing that it drops. You also will see a ton of coconuts. You can also see enzymes, glue, tropical drinks, just things like that. So you can see some glitter, but it kind of does have a selective range of items that it can drop, and the items do get better the faster time that you have. So I think we might have to rank the coconut crab just a little bit lower because it does not drop the best loot to people, where it takes them a little bit longer to defeat the coconut crab. And the loot that you get from defeating coconut crab in 5 minutes is very significantly different than the loot that you get from defeating it in 30 seconds. So for that reason, I think we have to rate the coconut crab a little bit lower, although coconut crab is very near and dear to my heart, and I really love defeating coconut crab because it's just a fun thing, a fun little challenge to do when it spawns, and the micro converters that you can get are practically unmatched because it's just so amazing. And whenever I can defeat my coconut crab, it makes me happy because I know that I'll have more micro converters to use for the next boost. Okay, so the next mob that we're going to talk about is the King Beetle, actually. And the King Beetle can drop some really great things. I've seen eggs from it, I've seen purple potions from it. It's a great mob, and it spawns every day, which I definitely think gives points to the King Beetle. So the King Beetle is much better than a lot of the other mobs, and you can also get that King Beetle amulet from it, which is so helpful. So I think that I will rank King Beetle pretty high when it comes to this. So I guess now that we're kind of on this topic, let's move to Tunnel Bear. And For Tunnel Bear, again, great rewards, however, it doesn't spawn quite as frequently, it has a longer respawn time, and I would honestly have to rate it a little bit lower than the King Beetle because of that respawn time, and I just feel like the loot doesn't really match up for that respawn time. So that's just my personal opinion. It can have some really great loot, but yeah, let's move on to Windy Bee now. And I personally think Windy Bee might be the very best mob in the entire game when it comes to loot, because you can get so many tickets from it, and you can spawn a Windy Bee every hour, and it kind of does depend on how good your bees are and how you're able to attack the Windy Bee, because the more levels that you can defeat for the Windy Bee means the different type of loot that you're going to be able to get. But I definitely would say that Windy Bee is the very best mob for getting loot, because just if you guys watch this clip of where I defeat the Windy Bee, you guys can just see the amount of tickets that I got, the amount of dice. It also gives cloud vials, which is really good. But yeah, I just definitely, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I would put Windy Bee at the very top of the list. So I guess now with that being said, let's move on to Stump Snail. Now, Stump Snail is really good as well, but I do have to say the Stump Snail is very annoying with that health that it has on it. It can take a very long time to defeat your Stump Snail, and it doesn't respawn for a while, meaning I don't think that it is really something that people intentionally defeat for the loot. I think they, a lot of the times, especially if you're a blue hive, are just defeating your snail so you can start farming in the stump field again. So I would have to rank Stump Snail right at the same level as Tunnel Bear, because it can have amazing loot, but that respawn time takes a long time, and the amount of health it can be such a hassle to take it down, which is extremely frustrating. So now I guess let's talk a little bit about, what are the other mobs? Let's talk about the Ant Challenge. Now, I think the Ant Challenge might kind of be overlooked in this, but I think that it is very important to recognize the Ant Challenge, because the Ant Challenge can drop one of the most overpowered items in the game right now, which are jelly beans. And jelly beans are going to help you guys so much during your boosts. So if you guys are lucky enough to get jelly beans from your drops from the Ant Challenge, then you guys are going to be set on your boosts. However, you do not always get jelly beans from your boosts, and it really doesn't give you that many rewards other than a guaranteed amulet. So I would have to rate the Ant Challenge maybe even slightly lower than the Tunnel Bear, just because it takes 5 minutes. It's kind of a hassle, and I've been doing it so much recently to get jelly beans, and it can get super annoying after a while. So I think that's where I would have to rate that. However, I do think that the Ant Challenge is a super fun concept in the game. Alright, so the last two mobs that I'm going to talk about are the Commando Chick and the Mondo Chick. I'm not really going to say Commando Chick is the best thing ever, because it can get pretty difficult to defeat, and it's just not super realistic for everyone. So I'm going to kind of move on from that one, but it can be very good because of that mythic egg. But the Mondo Chick used to actually be so good, but now I would say that it is just a fairly decent mob around the game. It's very nice how it can drop some pretty good items, but it can't give you guys marshmallow bees anymore. It doesn't give as many micro converters, it doesn't give as many field dice, but it can give bitter berries, which are really nice if you need to mutate your hive up a little bit. So I would say that Mondo Chick is just a pretty average, just a little bit better than average mob that is around the map. The best thing about it is going to definitely be that Mondo blessing that you get, which gives plus 10% pollen. But I think that that's about all of the different mobs that I'm going to cover. I still have a few more clips in store for you guys, where I am going to go do an Ant Challenge and some other cool little things around the map. But I guess I'll get back to you guys right after some of these clips. Alright, you guys, well, I hope that you guys found this video at least a little bit helpful. I definitely think that it's important to recognize all of the different mobs and everything that they can do, because some mobs are definitely better than others, and a lot of this game, especially surrounding mobs, is dependent on time, and some mobs take a very long time to respawn, which definitely means maybe they drop good loot, but if they're not respawning a lot, then it really makes them not as good of a mob in the game as they originally appear to be. However, these are just my opinions, and let me know your guys' opinions down in the comments below, because I'd be totally interested to know what everybody thinks about all of this, but that's going to be about it. Make sure to go get my shirt. Check out that link in the description. It'll only be 5 Robux, and it's only going to be available for a little bit amount of time. Stay tuned for the 5,000 subscriber project to be released very soon, hopefully. And if you guys like my content, please be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.